Shalom, 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 yasha'Allah. It's your boy, Brother Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Cherish the Brotherhood, right? Cherish the Brotherhood. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and His only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well to the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right, like I said, today's lesson is going to be called Cherish the Brotherhood. All right. Cherish the Brotherhood. All right. And I'm just going to go over a couple of scriptures and, but it's just important, to cherish these moments, that we have amongst each other, right? Because we know that the times are coming where we might not be able to congregate, with each other, right? Or even, like the scriptures say, a man shall desire to speak to one and shall not be able to. All right. We don't know what lies, ahead, as far as us, continuing to be able to assemble ourselves. All right. Let me get this one real quick. This is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25. It says, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much more as you see the day approaching, right? And we see, through the prophecies and things that are going on, right, that the end is near, all right? And we have to continue to exhort and uplift each other, keep each other going in this race, and that's what the joy of, the brotherhood is about too, It's about having like-minded, individuals, who share the same, this 100% truth at the end of the day, all right? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, all right? And it's a beautiful thing, all right? The book of Sirach, right? 25:1, it says, in three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before the Most High and men, the unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together, all right? The unity of brethren, man, right? Being on that one accord, that one mindset, and it's, every time, I'm around the brethren, I just get so excited, man, just like, man, like right now, right? I know, hey, tomorrow, Lord's will, me and the brethren, we're going to be, bringing it out, edifying and feeding the sheep, and just being around them brothers, right? If it's only for a couple hours, right? But it does so much, for boosting, spirits and stuff, man. Boosting your spirit and keeping you going, It's just a beautiful thing, and to be like-minded and have that one accord, right? It's like when you have teams who've been around each other for a while, right? I'll give an example, like the Golden State Warriors, you have Steph and Draymond, right? They've been together since the beginning. At this point, they know each other. They know each other's moves. They know, what they're going to do. It's the same thing, Me and the brethren, especially through the Spirit and on one accord, we'll be like thinking about a precept and the brother already have it pulled, right? Or, brothers be talking. I know one brother, we just look at each other and I already know what he's thinking, you know what I'm saying? But it's that bond, It's that bond, and you watch like movies with soldiers, and those soldiers who go to war, they have that, who survive, they have that bond, right? Because they've been in the battle together, right? And that's what we're in. We're in a spiritual battle, right? And what more, would you want than your brothers on your side? That's why it's important to cherish these moments, all right? Because we don't know, It could happen where, you get the military come in and block everywhere and you can't go nowhere. All right? So these moments are precious, and we should be, definitely making sure that we are, taking advantage of it. And like family, guess what? Brothers, get on each other's nerves, but at the end of the day, it's all love at the end of the day. With me and the brother, man, it's a beautiful thing, especially, when you grew up and you didn't have, actual physical brothers, right? But ultimately, like, these are truly my brothers, man, that I labor with. And it's just, the Wadi Bahasham Yahawashi, the Wadi Bahasham Yahawashi for giving me, brethren to labor with, right? And then ultimately meeting other brothers with the same accord. Right, the men of GMS, right, from Elder Apostle to Har on down, right, who are all in that same accord, even though we might not, link with each other, right, but guess what, we're on that same mindset, and it's just a beautiful thing. Let me get this real quick. Salakia, I'm just kind of out here. Just doing a little walk real quick. What is that? This is Malachi, right? Chapter 3 and verse 16. It says, "Then they that feared Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi spake often one to another," right? "And Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and that thought upon his name." Okay? And through this, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the Lord has bonded us together, and often do we speak, to each other, and we might not even actually even talk. We might not even actually even text. But guess what? Brothers is doing lessons and talking to each other, Brothers is just, they might post something in a group chat. Like, yeah, that brother talk, I gotta do a lesson. That's what kind of inspired me today. Brother was just put on there, how thankful he was for the brotherhood, and it's likewise, man. It's just, you gotta cherish these moments, all right? Because we know all hell's about to break loose, man. All hell's about to break loose. You don't know what's going on, and these moments are precious, all right? And the thing about it is, people in the world, right? Your rib, and they don't understand that brotherhood and that relationship, that brothers have, and especially when it's a true, genuine thing, because, brothers truly and generally care for each other, and when you don't see that in the world, you don't see that in the world, and you don't have that same trust in the world. And if it is, that trust is for folly at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But, this right here is, you can't ask for anything else, man, at the end of the day. It's, when you're thinking about, when you wake up like, yeah, I'm about to see the brother, man. You see each other, you smile, immediately gets on your face, all the cares from guess what, at the, the week, at the plantation, whatever, the day has thrown at you. Right, and you're able to come amongst your brother and forget about that for a few hours in this captivity, man. It's a precious thing, right? It's a very precious thing, and it's something that you have to cherish and don't just toss to the side, right? You don't want to be, the brother just come around just because, or you come around because, no, man. You want to be a true, genuine brother, right? The scriptures say what? Salakia. Let me see if I can pull it up. The book of Ecclesiasticus, right? 6 and 8. It says, for some men is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of trouble. All right. And that's the thing you want, you want to know that a brother's got your back, right? Especially when you go to war, right? I believe it's Deuteronomy, right? Deuteronomy chapter 20, when you go to war, right? And we're, like I say, we're in a spiritual warfare, All right. And you want to know that that brother next to you is not afraid, is not scared. Right. And that's why being on that same accord is definitely important, and I can attest, man. I've been out on the highways and hedges before I came into the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and being out with brother, and you got brothers out there scared, man. You're like, damn, like this is crazy. Like you just imagine that going to war, and the person next to you is scared, right? Because scared, now you're not concentrating and focusing on the goal, all right? And as soldiers of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, you can't be caring about you got to be carried about the mission. You got to be worried about this mission and accomplishing the mission, okay? And it's just great, and it's truly a blessing to have, for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, to have brothers, that you can go through and fight this battle, together, okay? To fight the battle together, so when you're going through stuff, another brother might have went through something, he can help you and, lean on each other, man, right? When there's nobody else, your family left, right? Because they weren't, built for this truth, right? Your friends left, right? Because now you seem like you're a bug out or something. And who do you have left, man? You got your brethren, right? And Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, all right? And that's just a beautiful thing to help, brothers continue on in this thing. All right. Let me see. Let me see, Salakia. Just want to see if I have anything else. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 9. It says, "But as touching brotherly love, ye need not that I write unto you, for you yourselves are taught of the Most High to love one another," right? And that's the thing, ultimately at the end of the day, like I say, brothers bicker and do stuff. Hey, it's genuine love for my brethren, man. Those who labor and we're in this thing, pushing this gospel, pushing this truth, man. It's truly a blessing. You really just got to cherish it at the end of the day and just be thankful, right? Because you have some people who might not be able to labor, with other brethren. All right. They have a different lot that they got to go through, So, I just want to do this, quick lesson, about that, man. Just, cherish this. Cherish the moments, don't take this for granted. All right. Because, hey, shortly it could all be gone away and you might not be able to speak to each other. The next time you might speak to each other, right? Lord's will might be on that ship. All right. Might be on that chariot, man. All right. So, don't take this for granted, and every moment, you have that, and continue just to exhort and uplift each other and push each other and keep each other going, and understanding, the big picture at the end of the day. All right. So, like I said, I just want to do this quick lesson. Lord's will is edifying. Right with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom, right, to the 144,000 men, right, to the rest of the elect, right, stay diligent, stay focused, right, to all you Akim out there laboring, with your brother, man. Cherish those moments, all right? Cherish those moments that you have with each other. Continue to sharpen each other. So guess what? When time comes, and if you have to be separated, brother's going to stand strong, man, through the Spirit, all right? And once again, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, man, who have taught this truth, and it's 100% sincerity in the truth in these last days, all right? In one accord, all right? And with that, I say shalom.